All right, welcome. Today we're tackling one of those huge questions, the one we've all wondered about. What happens after we die? But we're going to look at it through a really different lens, the lens of modern physics. We're going to explore this wild idea of an eternal return, but one that's actually grounded in science, in mathematics. So let's just get right to it. Does reincarnation have any place in science? Seriously, forget philosophy and spirituality for a second. Could the actual physical laws of our universe, the ones that hold everything together, could they actually allow for your life to happen all over again?
For centuries, this was a question for philosophers, for spiritual thinkers. But now, we're asking something totally different. Could the answer not be hidden away in some ancient scroll, but in the cold, hard math of space-time itself?
Okay, so to really wrap our heads around this cosmic idea, we actually have to start a bit smaller. A lot smaller, in fact. We're going to look at a famous thought experiment. And yeah, it involves a monkey and a typewriter. Stick with me, it'll all make sense. So this all goes back to a mathematician named Arthur Eddington. And here's the idea. Imagine a monkey just randomly smashing keys on a typewriter. Of course, almost everything it types is going to be total gibberish, right? And here's the key, if you give that monkey an infinite amount of time, it will, just by sheer random chance, eventually type out the entire works of William Shakespeare. Every single word, perfect.
And that's the whole point, really. With infinite time, anything that has even a tiny, tiny chance of happening doesn't just become possible. It becomes inevitable. It's a statistical certainty. Infinity just completely changes the rules.
Okay, so if random keystrokes can eventually create Shakespeare, what about the random movements of all the little particles that make up, well, everything? The atoms and quarks that make up you, me, this planet, everything. Could they, give it enough time, just randomly fall back into the exact same pattern? Could they reassemble us? And this question, it puts two giant theories about the fate of the universe head to head. Is the universe on a one-way street, just heading towards complete and total chaos? Or is it stuck in some kind of endless cosmic loop?
So, in one corner, we've got entropy. It's a huge deal in physics, the second law of thermodynamics. And honestly, you see it every day. You pour hot coffee, it cools down, you clean your room, and eventually it gets messy again. Things just tend towards disorder. And this law says, well, the entire universe is doing the exact same thing.
And the ultimate endgame for entropy? It's not great. It's called heat death. The universe just becomes this cold, boring, uniform soup of particles. No stars, no planets, no life. Just nothing. A final, permanent, the end.
But what if that's not how the story ends? Enter our second contender, the Poincaré recurrence theorem. This idea throws a massive wrench in the works. It says, hey, wait a minute. If the universe is a closed system, and it might be, then things can't just get more and more chaotic forever. There's a limit. And given an absolutely mind-boggling amount of time, all those particles have to eventually return to a configuration they've been in before. Not a final end, but an eternal repeat.
And this isn't just some abstract idea from 100 years ago. Just recently, in 2018, scientists actually saw this happen. On a really, really tiny quantum scale, they watched a system of particles spontaneously go back to how it started. Now, look, it's a massive, massive leap from a few particles in a lab to, well, the entire universe. But it was the first piece of real-world evidence that this idea of recurrence, it might not just be a theory. Okay, so let's bring this all the way back down. Forget the cosmos and quantum physics for a second. Let's talk about you. If the whole universe is stuck on repeat, what does that mean for us? For your life?
The implications here are just staggering. I mean, really think about it. If this theory is right for the whole universe, then the exact arrangement of particles that is you, right now, living your life, it's all going to happen again, inevitably. Every single event you've ever experienced, every choice you've made, every mistake, your entire existence is just one part of an infinite loop.
So this completely flips the whole script on what it means to exist, doesn't it? The big question isn't really if we exist anymore, but how many times we've already existed. How many times have we been here before? So I'll just leave you with this one thought. How many times have we had this exact conversation?